Usually when you have a group, whether it's kids, teens, or Ninja Turtles, for Christ's sakes, there's always a clear leader of that group. Sometimes, the shot caller is evident. Sometimes it could be any of them, given the situation they find themselves in. This is how I felt about our four boys when we start Stranger Things off. I mean, initially, because he was the tallest and the game of Dungeons and Dragons happens in his basement, I felt like Mike Wheeler was that guy. He carried himself that way, and over the course of the next four seasons, he made not only 11 fall in love with him, but we started to kind of dig the kid too. And going into season 5, it's important to talk about where he's been and where he might be going.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Middle child syndrome is a very real thing, and perhaps maybe that's where some of the angst comes from Mike Wheeler. Older brother to Holly, but younger sibling to Nancy. Mike has a dad named Ted who's just kind of there, and a mom named Karen who is an absolute trophy wife, fox of a human being that we are oh so happy is there. And right away, you kind of fall in love with this group of these carefree kids. They're the group, me growing up in the 80s, they're the group of kids you wanted to have as your friends. They're the adventure type, they're the fun type, and they plunge into peril almost immediately with Will's disappearance. The whole group, though, they set out to find Will, even in the face of a pair of absolute dickhead school bullies that often call Mike Frogface. Joke's on you, fuckers. This kid's gonna save the world. Speaking of worlds, though, Mike's is more or less turned upside down. They're looking for Will in a monsoon, and they come across this little girl with a shaved head who's shivering in the woods in the middle of the night. Now, Mike winds up bringing her back home to his house to hide her out. Dustin is kind of indifferent because Dustin's just kind of, we love Dustin, but he was just kind of there, and he was focused on the fact that she tried to undress in front of them. But Lucas seems to hate everything about it. He feels like the focus should be on finding Will, like you can't walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. But that creates some serious friction between Lucas and Mike. Now, 11, aside from being Mike's object of affection, she helps navigate these boys towards their friend, escaping the homicidal maniacs from Hawkins' lab in the process, and saves them from a bloodthirsty Demogorgon in the finale of season 1. Now, in doing so, 11 sort of vaporizes herself completely and winds up in the Upside Down. Disappears. The boys can't see her. The boys don't know where she went, and there's no contact. And this happens while she's destroying the beast. And this, the whole thing breaks Mike. Season 2 for Mike involves, he's excited that Will's back, but there's still something missing for him. And, he's really, really upset, and he's constantly checking his walkie-talkie at night to see if there's any sign of 11 out there. And he gets annoyed by Max, who winds up being welcomed into the party by the other three, but is soon distracted. Mike is soon distracted by Will once again when he is firmly in the sights of the Upside Down and taken over by some form of shadow monster. Now, luckily for Mike, though, and luckily for the audience, 11's side quest sort of dissipates, and she winds up making her way back to them in a major, major fashion, saves the day, and winds up being Mike's date to the snowball dance, where he gets a kiss for all of his efforts and from his dream girl with superpowers. Great way to end season 2. I dare you to watch it and not smile. And I really liked Mike and 11 together. That's one of the best parts of the entire Stranger Things series, in my opinion. The next season takes us into summer, which I thought was really fun because we get to see a new side of Hawkins. We get to see the town in a different light. Our kids continue to find adventures to wrap themselves up in. Mike's main arc in this season was not getting his ass whipped by Hopper while he's making out with 11 in that cabin that they stay. As these kids often do, though, they find a way into a battle with a gruesome monster from the Upside Down that they narrowly survive, even though 11's powers wind up being stripped away from her somehow. And then after Hopper's apparent death, 11 winds up moving away from Hawkins with the Byers family. And again, we've got sad Mike. Here's the thing about the character of Mike Wheeler. I really, really like this kid, but they do not give him a whole lot to do. He's basically the boyfriend of the chick with superpowers, and there's worse roles to have. But I really need him to step to the forefront more in season 5 for me. Will's right. He's the heart of the group. And with the Wheeler family looking to be the focal point of the new season, I'm eager to find out not only why that is, but what Mike could contribute, because I don't want my guy to get lost in the shuffle any longer. Bravery's never been an issue for him. I mean, you think all the way back to season 1 when he steps to Troy at Hawkins Middle Gym, and then Troy winds up pissing himself because 11 made him. 11 and Mike are such a great team. But I'm at an 8 out of 10 rage tantrum if Mike doesn't make it out of this thing okay in the end. I mean, 11 out of 10 if his Alter Fly mother doesn't make it out. Hands off Vecna. I mean, that's Christopher Moltisanti's woman.
Yes, but these aren't your normal dice. They have up to 20 sides.